Yeah, it's been so long, like, I don't even know how to use my camera anymore. Wait, is this on? Hey, this is Dr. R, and this is Worth Saying. A few months ago, we met with my friend John.
So finding something that is sustainable long term has been tough for me, and I'm juicing, which is mainly what I've been doing.
He was encouraged to lose all that weight so he can have the opportunity to give a piece of his liver to baby Charlotte. I was able to catch up with John last week and see how his progress was doing.
Overall, since the last time we talked, I'm down a little bit, but not enough worth mentioning.
I don't know. A little bit is still, even maintaining.
Yeah, maintaining is good, and I have been maintaining. I am 10 pounds lighter than the last time we talked. So I went up 10, down 20, and now I'm down 10.
Well, I mean, that's still cool.
Yeah,
you know,
it's good, but you know, I've also realized that losing weight is hard enough that it doesn't happen by accident.
What John is finding out is, as much as his situation is all about getting physically fit, a lot of it has to do with what's going on in his mind.
You know, you've got to be focused. And laser intense focus isn't quite what I'm talking about. Yeah. You've got to keep it in the back of your mind and always be cognizant of what's going on, because I mean, if I don't, you know, I'll eat a whole pizza for dinner, you know, Sabbath evening, you know, and it's like that completely wiped out all the gains that I made throughout the week. So maybe one piece of pizza rather than the whole pizza.
Right.
You got to be focused and intentional, but that doesn't mean that you have to be a schoolmaster strict. You know, so I would be super strict for 2 days, then I go, I can't do this, and then I would. Then I'd feel bad for not being able to do it, so I would compensate by eating something. So it'd be, you know, it's like it's like disciplining your kids. You can't discipline them too much, and they rebel. You know, you're trying to guide them, not force them. So
you see, what John was talking about is actually this thing called black and white thinking. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You want to lose weight, so you put yourself in a very strict regimen. You say, I'm only going to eat celery for the next 6 months. Or I'm only going to eat, I don't know, papayas for the next 6 months, which I wouldn't advise because a lot of papaya will give you diarrhea. But that was a terrible example. But anyways, imagine if you give yourself a really strict diet and you said to yourself, well, I'm going to stick to that diet no matter what. And let's say you slip up. Let's say instead of papaya, you had a pineapple, which both of them actually has bromelain, which is a digestive enzyme that actually helps your system and decreases inflammation throughout your body. Just a little tip there. But let's say you slip up, and then what happens is, because you slip up, you're just like, you know what? I couldn't keep to my diet. Shame on me. I'm just like, you know what? Because I can't do it, stick to the papaya diet. So what happens is you end up just forgetting the whole thing, and you start eating the pizza too. Why not add some pizza, maybe some ice cream in there too? You know, if you're gonna have pineapple, might as well have ice cream. Okay, no one talks like that. But imagine, we do this to ourselves all the time, where we put guilt upon guilt upon guilt, and we think that this is a good way to control ourselves, to get ourselves to do what we want to do. But actually, it doesn't really work.
I think aware is more fitting than intentional. Because I mean, the tips for weight loss are easy. Calories in minus calories out. If it's more, you know, if you're putting more calories in than you're getting out, you're going to gain weight. You know, and everybody's like, oh well, you know, you got this code. This, you know, if you just dial this in just right, you can cheat the system and lose weight. It doesn't work that way. As long as you're aware and not just doing stuff unconsciously. Because if unconsciously, I can eat a box of donuts. You know, I just, that tastes good. I like the sweet taste, and it's gone. But if I say, hey, those aren't going to help me reach my goal, not doing the, you know, each one of those is 200 calories, so there's this many pounds and this many that, whatever. It's just, you know, those are not healthy. Just leave them alone.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And as long as you're aware of what's going on, I think that you're much more apt to make better choices. You go through the bag of potato chips, but what happens is, you're focused on something else. You're not aware of the food,
right.
And it happens a lot with movie theaters and that kind of stuff. You know,
In our culture today, it's easy for us to get lost in the busyness of life. Have you ever sat in front of a screen, watched a movie with the big old thing of popcorn? 15 minutes into the movie, you find out there's no more popcorn. Well, what happened to it? Well, you probably ate it all, but just didn't realize it. And that's what mindless eating does. There's another interesting thing about mindless eating. We tend to think that we eat just as much as our body requires of us. However, a recent study showed that, in fact, we do not. We eat as much as we can see in our bowls. This study that I'm referring to actually took a group of individuals, had them eat from a bowl that actually was constantly refilling. And what they found was, although each participant thought they were eating just as much as they needed, they actually ate, on average, 75% more than what the bowl could actually hold. So the moral of the story is this: you have to snap out of the whole mindless eating and actually be aware of what we're putting in our bodies. If you want to see the whole interview, you can see it right here on this channel. You can see it right here. I'm going to share it right here. If you have any words for John, for words of encouragement, or any things that you experienced from this video, please leave a comment. This is Dr. R, and this is Worth Saying.
you got so many things coming into your mind that you just your brain doesn't have the ability to focus on anything. It's like, it's uncanny. It's uncanny. Every time you talk, it's an airplane, it's a this, it's a whatever.